Hey, it's Rob from the cast. Rev's here too. We are here, we're gonna do kind of like a vlog style, running a shop at my house. I have that Chrysler coming back, check that guy out. Then we have a Toyota stopping by for a good maintenance service kind of thing. And I have a garden where I like to go around and show people my little orchard. So come along.
Yo, girls never get life to the sheep, least nice, but nah, he ain't nice underneath. Got a price on the leash, I don't trust when he speak. Be son of real spite for the
Alright, so this Chrysler 200 came back, ABS light. I cleared it and drove it. Sometimes it can be finicky, but I ended up pulling off the wheel bearing and ABS sensor. So there was some play in the wheel bearing, so most likely that's the problem. So we're gonna take both of those up to parts and grab some of those. Let's go ahead and shoot up to advanced auto. What's up, man? Ooh, big one. I do like that. Let's go for the big shot. Wheel bearing, is that me?
Yes, sir.
Is there a speed sensor for that? Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, we are back. And we got our fancy wheel bearing here. Nice and anodized. I like to always check and make sure the splines line up before I put it in. Yeah. It's gonna get wet and rainy outside. Good thing I'm in here. Hold on, I got somebody stopping off, dropping a car off. Another Toyota dropping off. Where were we? Let's get back to this guy. Got some Loctite. Schmutzy blue on there. Ooh. One schmutz, then you get the two schmutz. Don't get it on your foot. And that's four. Four schmutzes. Alright. This is the fun part. I'm gonna put you back into it. Oh, it's a lot. We're gonna do under the armpit. Sorry with one person. Do this by ourselves. Got enough weight. Sit on that. I don't know why they make these things with not enough play. It comes off kind of easy. But we're gonna pause for a second. Bit of an aneurysm later, and I got it on there. Holy schnoodle! All right, I did notice this loose. That's not good. So I have to fix that. Don't want your tie rod to be loose. Like a good old lineman shop. Forgot to tighten your shit. Get in your home. What are you going in your hole? Oh, get in there. Go drive this honky. Alright, I went on a test drive, monitored the wheel speed sensors on here. Everything's working good. We're going to get this other car pulled in. Pull the old Toyota ski in. Oh, before it rains. The rain's coming. Okay. Neutral. I always like to roll the window down, so there's no chance you lock the keys in the car. You learn that when you work on cars. Let's pull this over here. Lock it. Contested number 2 for Sunday. I like to have a nice little busy Sunday. So last time I believe he had some oil seepage. Let's do get this thing racked up. Let's see what's going on with her. Campfire stories under the Corolla. This is why it's back in here. There is an oil leak which we're going to correct. So if you look right up above the power steering, right down there on the timing cover, you got oil leaking. It's like right where the head gasket is, but it's most likely the timing cover over there. And then we might do the crank seal while we're in there. Probably gonna pull the timing cover, check this driving belt condition. It's got a little bit of rust, not too bad, mostly surface rust. Tires are looking good. So what we're doing to this one is, last time I was in, there was a little bit of an oil leak. We did a valve cover gasket, spark plugs, and I did some, I think that was it. So what I found last time, and it's not a super big leak. This is just a leak that over time is going to progressively it's going to leak more and more. So you don't want to nip it in the butt. I told him I'd do another once over for it. We'll check everything out again. We're going to fix this oil leak, and you'll come with me and we'll go do like a little inspection. Kind of how I go over these cars. Pretty much make them safe for everybody. That was kind of weird. check all the fluids, brakes, underneath, do a little uppity downy, uppity outy, check all the lights, horns, the things you just need to check. Even if it's in here for like a light bulb or something like that, I'm gonna look it over just for safety aspects. Technicians get a bad rap, like I took it into this place and they gave me a list of 400 things. Well, they have to, because what happens is, let's say you go in for like a light bulb, and you go in there and you get your light bulb, and then you leave the light bulb, and tire blew out, and fire, the wheel fell off. Oh my God, that place touched my car. It's all their damn fault. They didn't tell me my wheel bearing is about to fall off. Anyways, so that's why you get this list when you go into places, is because they're giving you pretty much a safety list. And you go in, usually dealerships will give you a very good thing. They do push some of the fluids and things that I don't. You do need to do brake fluid every couple years, 2, 3 years, just by looking at it. If it's getting nasty, you want to do it. Whenever I buy a car, I do that first on it. I usually do the brake fluid. Oil, obviously, you can tell by looking at it, mileage, all that. Power steering fluid, yeah, it can get really nasty. A lot of manufacturers say it's a lifetime fluid, but it's not. That's another one that you can do. That one I would probably do every 30,000, 40,000, 50. I mean, power steering fluid can go a pretty long time. This one's probably really good. I bet you this stuff's, yeah. That's a good, that's about the 2005. That one actually smells pretty good. You can smell it burnt sometimes. Yeah, so that is why we do that. We go over there, we want to check everything. Stuff like this, loose battery. That could be a safety thing. So we're going to address stuff like that. But yeah, the belt, the other thing, if there's any leaks, we're going to check the brakes, all those things. And just go over it, give it a 1-2, shibbity-doo, make sure everything's good to go for it to be on the road for his daughter. What do we need to our inspection adventure? We need, of course, flashlight and a paper towel. Something to wipe off oil when you pull the dipstick out and stuff like that. Obviously, you can see that the power steering fluid is a little bit low, which that shouldn't be low. There might be a little bit of a seep somewhere. A couple things that shouldn't be low, especially lower than minimum, are power steering fluid and brake fluid. This should go up as the brake pads wear, but if it's going down and it's almost gone, there is a leak, because that does not evaporate. This guy, we're going to top that off. So there's some in there. In case you don't know, this thing is here, so when you fill it up, you don't get trash in there. But yeah, make sure you fill it through the stream so you don't get junk down in that pump.
All that junk inside.
That pump. One way to check the coolant, because it's kind of hard to see, you just stick your flashlight to the bottle, and then it lights up, just like that. So that's how you do that. We're going to top that guy off. Check here. If you don't see anything right there, you should always see fluid there. It's squeezing the hose. See how it comes up? You don't squeeze it too hard, put it all over the place. So we're right at the top there. So that one's perfect. Maybe a couple drops here, but top it off. But yeah, moving on. We'll check all these fluids. We'll check this oil. You can see there's maybe a quarter of a quart low. We'll put a tiny dab in there. You want to be between those two dots. Between this bottom dot and this top dot is usually 1 quart on most cars. So if it's not on here and it's not touching your dipstick, you're at least 2 quarts low. So make sure it's always at least touching your dipstick. And at that top dot. Look at the belt. You know, we want to look down here. We want to check, see if there's any cracks in the rubber. Typically, you'll see it right here on the little teeth. If you start seeing little cracks on there, you need to start checking it and replacing it. Especially up here, make sure none of the threads are hanging off the belt. Then like motor mounts, these are looking good. So you're looking for this rubber to be all one piece and have no cracks in it. A lot of times these side ones and these rubber ones on cars have fluid inside them. What you'll see like a brown or a black ooze coming out the side. Almost looks like rusty water or something dripping down out the side. That's a good indication that your motor mount is leaking and cracked. Obviously I was in here last time I was here and I put spark plugs in there, so I know that's good. I like to check the condition of the oil that's in there. So if a lot of people haven't done good maintenance on their cars, it'll be nasty and black, and then you can see if it's sludging up inside the engine. This guy. Again, same trick with the coolant reservoir with the brakes. So it's hard to look at it like this. So you got to stick your flashlight on the back, then you'll see exactly where the level is. And this one's actually up here, so it's actually kind of low. So that's telling me that the brake pads are probably getting down. So we're gonna get in. We're gonna pull a wheel off. Check these brakes. Welcome to the front right wheel well. I'm Rob. I'll be your tour on this wheel well journey. Here we have a McPherson strut assembly. Looks like it's in good condition. No leaks, no cracks in the bellow. Brake lines look good. A little bit of rust, good. Lug nuts look good. I'd say that's a good bit. Give that about a 8-9 millimeters. That's pretty good. Bell joints. I'm gonna feel the wheel bearing, see if there's any play up to down. You are missing a clip. See how it's missing a clip right there? What'll happen is air will grab this thing. If it hasn't already, which it looks like it kind of already did right here. Wear on the tire, which it already wore out. So we're gonna put another clip in right there. Clips, here we go. Pittsburgh Automotive clip. That's cool. I saw the other day, I was at Advanced and they had like manufacturer clips. They had Honda, Toyota, and I was like, ooh! So I thought it was pretty rad. Hey, let's show you on here. That's the right one. That did not work. I've got it. Oh yeah, that's quite secure. There's another one missing right here. Not on my watch, Captain. That'll break your finger if you try to push that freaker in there. Alright. Fender well secure. I'm gonna leave this wheel off because we're gonna get in here. Alright, let's go yank a rear wheel and we'll check out the drum brakes. Those are fun. Oh hi, from inside the wheel well. How don't you come out here? Alright. Boom, you see that? That was magic right there. Don't breathe the brakes up. Son of a biscuit. My mic just hit the ground. That's good. That's good for new. Oh, just stay there. Okay, so drum brakes tend to rust because they're steel, they're constantly in the water. So a couple things you can do if they're being a pain in the butt. Obviously, you can use the PP blaster. Spray it around there. Best thing to do is to hit it right here, all around in between the lug nuts to get it to break loose. Obviously, this is a Japanese car and they usually just come right loose like this one did. If you're trying to pry, don't pry like this. You'll break your screwdriver. This will snap off. Screwdrivers were not meant to be pried. Where did I learn this? I learned this in college. Thank you, Mr. Blake. Showed us because I broke a lot of screwdrivers. So what you can do is stick it in and you can twist it. Aha, aha. So you stick it in and you twist, stick it around and you twist. And if you can't twist it with your hand, you can put a wrench right here. Give you a little bit torque and you can twist it, but that's how you can pop rotors off. You can't fit a pry bar in there. I mean, you maybe, that's how you do that. Then you're gonna have all this brake dust that's down here. Don't breathe that. That's not good. So while we have the brake drum off, we're going to look for any kind of like serious wear inside here. Usually they'll start to get a big lip, but no, we do not see that. So moving on, it looks like it's gonna need some shoes. That's where our brake fluid, did you see, remember how the brake fluid was low? Like I said, it should never be low, or if it's low, the pads have worn out. If the pads are in good condition, it should be right at max. Since the front pads are about, they're pretty fairly good. I'd say there's probably, I gotta check that side, so you gotta always check both sides. But this side's, I'd say they're at like 60-70%. Coming back here, looking at that is quite thin compared to what it should look like is that. So yeah, I'd say we're about ready to do some shoes in the back here. Another thing I do is I pinch this little seal and I look in there, because if it's leaking fluid, this seal will hold the fluid in there for a while before it actually comes out. So there should be no fluid in there. These are dust seals, so these should have nothing in there. No liquid should be behind this seal. If there's liquid behind this seal, you have a leak. But yeah, I checked that. So we're gonna need some shoes. All right, that looks good. Muffler looks good. Muffler bracket. A little rust, but it's nothing too crazy. I try to check that bushing. That bushing looks good. Like again, we look up in the wheel well. If there's any missing clips and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go pull the other side. Let's go next door. All right, low bridge, you're rolling around. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Ricky Bobby. Pit team, yeah. Oh, shift that tire over. Make sure there's no nails. swords. Oh, that's a great topic. What crazy things have you technicians out there found inside of a tire? Let me go off. Let me name mine first. I have found an entire X-Acto like rug carpet knife. Whole thing was inside there. I found me or Greg. Chime in, Greg, if you see this video. I think it was you, but there was a one hitter that you pulled out of a tire, or I pulled out of a tire, one of us pulled out of the tire, but it had gone through someone's tire. It's probably someone threw it out the window and it went through somebody else's tire. But yeah, a big rug carpet knife, a one hitter. I think those are the two craziest things. Oh, a whole wrench inside a tire. I didn't personally, somebody else in the shop did, but I remember someone pulling it out of a tire. But yeah, let me know the crazy things you found inside of your tires. We'll start a whole thing. Don't breathe. Oh, this is a perfect example of using that screwdriver. Let me grab my screwdriver. Grab me that flathead. Good girl. Bring it here. Good girl. Oh. So yeah, watch. This one's kind of stuck. Not prying, twisting. Well, we're getting there. Sometimes it may need another smack. We're gonna bust out the PB blaster. PB. Here we are. The blaster of the PB. Smells good too. It's got this, I don't know, familiar smell, I'd say. Reminds me of my old Volkswagen. Holy biscuits. Good old Toyota gave us these neat little threaded holes on the drum. So you can put bolts in there and pop it off. A lot of manufacturers do that. Not all of them though. Great companies like Toyota do. Come with me over my lift. That's it. This should it right here a bit. Yeah. So yeah, that's what these holes are for on these drum brakes. Chime in if you love gear wrenches. I mean, I've been around to where I watched them come into the industry, and they're, man, I love them. Good stuff. All right, look at that. Woo, scoodly doos. Sometimes you need to go get parts. You need to get them quick. That's when the S2K comes in handy. I actually don't need to get them quick. I just like to drive this every once in a while because it needs to be driven. I mean, listen to that. Oh God, yeah! Brake pads. All time. So I gotta wear my dogs out a couple times a day and them run like hell. They love it. Running like crazy. Rev is crazy. And Rev lost it under his own feet. Whoa. Scotty staring intensely. She's like, when will it be my turn? All right, take a break. All right, we're entering the orchard right now. On our left, we have the ice cream banana. Apparently the bananas are blue. Not the inside. The outside is blue. We'll see. You can see with me this year. We got blueberries. Don't you pee on my blueberry. Oh yeah. Some peppers. That's the death spiral. Death spiral. Look at this. Look at all these little plums. Check this out. We got peaches, people. Doing great. Look at that. Look at this. Nectarine. Alright, it is Tuesday. We are working on end brakes. If you've never done these before, I always recommend take a picture of everything. Or don't take both sides off at the same time so you have something to reference it to. But yeah, I like to use some really good to grab the springs right here. So you can grab the spring. Don't squeeze it to where you're going to cut through it. Squeeze it to where you're just going to use the hub as a lever. Bite it down here and you can just pull the spring right off, man. They make a tool for this. I don't have it. All you're doing is pushing it down and spinning the back little thing so it pops out. Boom. Yeah. So the way this works is it's got this little notch. Only goes through one way. So once you put tension on it, it holds it. So pretty much you're doing is you're just pushing this down and then you spin this thing so it comes out. Pretty simple. This is the adjuster for the brake. So we're gonna put new brakes on it. So you're gonna want to spin it down. Not all the way. I spin it down just a little bit. We're gonna have to adjust it when we put it back on. Spring down here. This little guy and that guy. I like to take the shoes, match them up to the correct one to make sure I have the right shoe. That looks identical. You're good. And then you'll come with ones that have this on two sides. So one is the mirror of this. And I like to just take this. Bugatti, where are you going? Bugatti, come sit down, please. My dog. Let's pop this off. Keep it all in the same spot. Swap that over. Right back to how we pulled it off. There we go. Another trick, if you take your universal brake drum tool and you grab the spring and you push it up and you can pinch it like that, then you can just pop that off. See what I'm doing there? And you let it go and the spring goes back down. Put it on the same way. So we took it off like that. So we need to put this guy. We got these little horseshoe things right here. Forgot the actual name for them. But that is how you hold the parking. Come on. We take that off like that. Get the new guy on there. Stick it on there like that. Little groove right there. You slide this guy right in there like that. And then you pinch. I like to use these flat ones where they just sit right here. And then I just pinch them like that. There we go. Double check it. That's good to go. I'll make sure it doesn't fall off. It's nice and secure. And all right, let's stick it back on. Same thing. Hold this, push the spring up, pinch it, slide her in. Easier said than done there, Rob. Get her in the hole. There we go. It's all about the dangle. Sergeant Dangle. Call this the third hand when you just put it on your chest. Oh, you freaking toots noodle. Keeps moving on me because it's pushing it down here. Almost had it actually. You can push it and spin it yourself. The tool does make it a lot easier. Oh, it's a good thing to lube up the contact points right here. Get you some of your brake lube here. Right here. Right here. Little contact. Oh, this is painful to wash myself. Do it. What, the barbecued shrimp? Maybe let's put this one on. Sometimes you can get that right on, sometimes it's a pain in the ass. There we go. Boom. Check everything out here. Yeah, that's probably way too wide. So you want to make it loose enough to put this thing on, but you want it to kind of drag. Kind of drags. I want it to drag a little bit more. Not bad there. Maybe a little bit more. That's too tight. On top, we're gonna get this oil leak fixed. So what you have to do is you have to take off this whole valve cover. This motor mount needs to come out of the way. Drive belt needs to come off. Pretty much you need to make space right here to get to the side cover. Then we can take all the bolts out in the side cover, pop it off, clean all the old gasket stuff off, and then reseal it. And I'll show you how I do that. Let's go ahead and zip all this stuff off, get this thing all sealed up, and I'll show you once we get there. This is the tensioner I'm taking off right now. Alright, I think I got all the bolts loose. Oh, popped you right off. I love about a Toyota. They just cooperate. Alright, let's see. Gave birth to a timing cover. Clean off the umbilical sensor. Let's put that out of the way. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we got the cover off, and you know what we're gonna do, don't you? Fired up the paper hose. That's right. We can't put this back on there looking like this. Good morning. It is Wednesday and it is busy. We're out here early. We've got a few cars lined up here, as you can see. We need to get these things knocked out. Take the dogs out real quick. Got the compressor fired up. Get a quick yard walk through here. To get started, I was in the middle of vapor honing that cover. Let's go check that out real quick. Oh God, looks so good. Looks like new. Look at that thing. You gotta let me find my dogs. All right. We're gonna put them back inside. Then we're gonna get to this Corolla. So I am cleaning off the block and all the part that has gasket stuff all over it to put that cover back on. So that's what I'm doing now. I ordered the parts. We got a new O-ring for the water pump crankshaft seal. We got a new one of those. And we got a new O-ring for the tensioner. So the tensioner's straight. Toyota actually makes a really good tensioner. I'm gonna replace that O-ring and that should fix all these leaks. So let's get to it. Let's get that thing back on there and cleaning, and I will put you guys somewhere. Where can I put you? Just had another mini drop off. Another mini. Oh, mini. It's a good looking mini. It's got about 50,000 miles on it. Give it a quick little walk around. It does have an oil leak when you figure this out. I didn't see anything up here. Apparently the valve cover gasket had been changed. That looked okay. I didn't see anything leaking around that. It looks like it's down on the oil pan dripping. So we're gonna just jack up the side real quick here and see what's leaking. Here we are on the ground. This one's got a good leak here. So you can see we've got a drip right here. So at first glance, it looks like it's the oil pan, but the more I look at it, it's coming higher up. It looks like it's coming possibly the bottom of the oil cooler. That's where it's coming from. So I got my little mirror because I can't see around corners, so I can see around the corners. It's coming down from there. That's the bottom of the base for the oil cooler. So it's going to be the oil cooler O-ring. I'm gonna have to take turbo off. Lovely. Let's check the oil return line on the turbo too. Looks like it may have a couple leaks. Not surprising. So yeah, oil cooler O-ring. It may even be the oil pan gasket too, but we're gonna kind of do what they were starting to do from the very top down. So I think it's a combination between the oil pan and that, so we might as well do it all. So oil pan. Let's see if the crank seal is probably leaking. Sure it is. Yeah, I think that's leaking too. All these things love to leak oil. All right, it's like, what time is it? 2:50. Waiting on the seal for this thing to be dropped off. While I'm waiting on that, I'm gonna jump on this, slap this ABS wheel speed sensor on this guy. Let's get to that. Of course, the seal shows up right now, and I'm about to take the tire off. I'm still gonna knock this out real quick. Oh, NASCAR. Torque it. Okay, knock that out. Now we're back inside, and we are going to put on that crank seal that I just. Oh, it's right here. Nope, that's not it. Oh, where did I put it? I already lost it on you. Found it along with the coolant. Bam. I got my special coolant for my special Toyota. Let's get this sucker on there. New seal cam. Tappity tapparoo. All right. Let's see what the torque spec is on this. 102 foot-pounds. 2 foot-pounds. 102 foot-pounds. There we go. 102. Perfect. This is the Mac Tools wrench here. All right, let's torque this guy down here. Drive belt. Drive belt ab curl. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Come out and you work on your Corolla and do a little working out. Get back to work, Rob. All right, let's see. I'm gonna wrap this biscuit up here. That looks zippity-doo-dah. All right, put the engine cover on it. Put some coolant in this thing. I'll slap the wheel on it. Then we'll go do a test drive. Now I'm gonna look it all over, make sure that everything that I did, everything's good to go. And the brakes felt great. It's looking good. All right, that wraps this guy up. I'm gonna get this thing out of here. Get the next guy in here. That would be the Suba Scooby-Doo. All right, that thing's done, ready for pickup. The mini already left because I need to order parts and send her an estimate. I got the Lincoln wheel sensor in there. I drove it around. Seems to be okay. I need to do another drive tomorrow. Got the Subaru in here and started to take the valve body apart. I am beat, so I'm going to go in and call it a night here. That's it for my Wednesday. It's been a kick-ass day here at Kick-Ass Powder Coating. Right, come here. Bite it. Bite it.